Hanoi 2020 Investment and Development Cooperation, the city's largest investment promotion event to date, was held on the June 22nd at the National Convention Center. After months of preparation, the event was a big success, demonstrated by the participation of nearly 2,000 delegates and over $17.6 billion in investment capital, committed by both foreign and domestic investors. It also proves Hanoi's attractiveness as a secure and stable investment destination.
It is firstly quite huge, a lot of participants, and then I think I have never seen that many ministers and other high representatives of companies and also diplomatic corps and foreign associations in one place. And I think this really shows the importance of not only this conference, but of course of Hanoi as an investment location. So for one thing, I think this is really a celebration of what the Hanoi city reached during the past few years in terms of reform and the promotion of businesses, but they are also giving some hints on how the speakers today are also discussing on how to develop the city further and make it even more attractive for investors and businesses overall. Yeah. So I expected a lot of keynotes from the ministers today. However, this is much more, and I think this is really nice. So what I've seen so far is that the responsible people on the stage, they didn't only give big speeches, but also really contributed to the discussion and try to engage with the audience, which I really think is a nice feature of this conference.
As previously stated by, sends a strong message on the efforts of the capital cities in particular and of Vietnam in general to lure investment from domestic and abroad businesses. Such efforts haven't gone unnoticed by those participating at the conference.
Actually, it's very amazing that we can have this conference here today, because of course many parts of the world are still in lockdown or some sort of limited conditions because of the coronavirus. But here today we can gather in a safe environment, and we can have a conference to look at the future of Hanoi and investment in Hanoi. I have been attending several investment promotion events, also from Hanoi earlier, many years ago. But I think this is actually one of the biggest ones I've ever been to, and I was very surprised to see the big delegation, both from the government but also from the business community here in Hanoi. So what impressed me actually the most was the presentation of the chairman Chung from the Hanoi People Committee about the specific targets they have for development of Hanoi, and also the targets, for example, for the e-government. Many procedures which you have to do in Hanoi are already uploaded to the National Service Portal, and Hanoi is very hard working on improving, making it easier for doing business here in Hanoi.
Well, this was a great event. It was obviously very well organized, only 4 hours, but I think at least 4 weeks of preparation. And I must say the quality showed that there was not only very good preparation, but also leadership and engagement from both the Hanoi government as well as from the national government. So I was happy to participate. It's very important for the economic growth of Vietnam that we make sure that trade and investment can restart. And we should work towards sustainable trade and qualitative investment. And I think that your government leaders today underlined that is what they are seeking as well. And as the Netherlands, we are a major trader, a major investor, and I have a number of Dutch companies who are very eager to strengthen the relation that they have with Hanoi.
At a time when the COVID-19 pandemic is wreaking havoc globally, countries around the world are turning to FDI to add their respective economic recovery processes. Kai Ko-Ho-Fo, IFC Regional Manager for Vietnam, Cambodia and Laos, urged Vietnam to expand its integration into global value chain to stay ahead of others in attracting high-quality FDI flows.
continue to move up the value chain. It's really simple. Move up as far as higher value products, but also increase contributions both on the earlier supply in terms of R&D and component development, but also downstream as far as servicing and marketing it, etc. There are pathways forward as exhibited by other value addition countries in the region like Japan and Korea, and Vietnam just needs to follow that course, but in Vietnam's own way, of course.
At the conference, leaders of Hanoi's have granted investment certificates to 229 projects with total capital of $17.6 billion US. The total number of projects in capital are respectively 5 and 11 times those announced at the similar conference held in 2016. Those projects undoubtedly will be instrumental to aid the city's efforts in achieving an economic growth target at 1.3 times higher than the national average for this year.